Welcome back to Inspection Pro Joe, episode 17. Today we're going to talk about indoor mold. Joey and I had been looking through some Google Trend data related to the topic of home inspection, and we were really surprised to see that indoor mold is one of the most trending topics right now in Google with consumers. So, Joey, you want to give us a little bit of insight on that?
Yeah, definitely. I think, again, we're talking about indoor mold, but it's how you can add mold inspections to your business, because this is a business podcast. I'm not going to tell you how to do a mold inspection, what an air quality test, or go into any of those details. But I know for our company, air quality inspections, which is, taking air samples and seeing how much mold is in the air and other things that are in the air, is a huge thing in our business. And here's where it really gets huge is you have a lot of, especially in my area, I live in Northern Virginia, DC, Maryland. A lot of these mold companies are not just doing the inspection, they're doing the remediation, and can cost the client literally thousands of dollars in remediation costs. So we do just the inspections, and we've added that inspection to our bottom line, and it's helped increase our price drastically. When me and Jake looked and we saw this on Google, if you aren't offering air quality testing, mold inspections as a part of your service, you are missing a big chunk of business out there that, especially for you guys that are just getting started, your average ticket may be like $400, $350. This is something that can almost double your average ticket. And most people want it, and when you know how to sell it through the phone, say, hey, air quality testing, you're moving to a house, your kids have asthma. This is a great way to make sure the air is clean, the air you breathe in is clean. And we're gonna pick up if there's a mold issue, and not just a mold issue that we can see, but maybe there's something behind the wall lingering. So we're able to use our tools, thermal imaging, to increase your ticket, guys. It's huge.
Yeah.
I think, as you start expanding your base of service, I think you want to think about becoming that one-stop inspection, and mold just a big ticket item, because there's such a conflict of interest with these mold guys that are doing the inspection then to remediate it and making so much money on the upside. You throw mold into a conversation and it increases their repair cost by thousands of dollars. It's silly to me. So I see a lot of people get taken advantage of, and I'm glad you looked that up, Jake, because I think it's just a great topic for people to get involved in, and talk. You really have to understand what state you live in, what certification requirements, maybe there's licensing requirements for your state. Virginia, there's no licensing requirements to be a mold inspector. There's no certification that we need to have to be a mold. We do some education through Internachi and that sort of thing. But yeah, but it does vary from state to state. So you want to check with your state to make sure, but it's a service that, like I said, can almost double your average ticket.
Wow.
And increase your volume.
That's crazy to me. That is unbelievable. And the fact that this is an opportunity that's just sitting there. I just was looking at Google Trend data, and I'm shocked that people are searching for this. Like, this is a huge opportunity, right?
It's huge. And you know what's funny? Because people are searching it, how I talked about like knowing how to sell it, it almost makes me want to go back to my TC team and refine how we're letting people know about the service that we offer now. Like, hey, what are we doing now? How can we perfect it? How can we get it better? Because data doesn't lie. Google doesn't lie. And people are really concerned about mold, especially if you're an inspector in a warmer climate. Florida, ooh, that's a big area. Anywhere you have moisture, you can have mold. And so, I'm so excited. I'm excited that we're sharing this with our listeners, that, that this is a trending topic in our industry through Google, which means people are looking for us.
Yeah.
And if you have in there, if they're concerned about mold, well, the first step in determining if you have mold is a mold inspection. Even if you clearly say, oh, I think I know that's mold, you still want to inspect it, because that inspector is going to come in, tell you how bad it really is, give you a direction on how to resolve those issues. So you understand, hey, well, what's causing it? it has to be moisture. Mold is a symptom of a moisture problem. So you don't have a mold problem, you have a moisture problem, and mold's the symptom. And you want an inspector to come in there to tell you what the problem is, because a lot of time that's the hardest part to determine. And you can't just fix mold and expect it to go away. No, you have to fix the moisture problem. And so that crucial piece is the inspection, even if you know you have a mold issue, because just that having that inspection done is going to save you potentially thousands of dollars on the back end when you get it remediated.
Wow.
And letting, so making sure you offer mold, making sure you're searchable, right?
Yeah.
Making sure you have keywords, SEO. I know we were going to have a guy on this week to talk about SEO. I can't wait to have him on soon. He had to reschedule, but because that's important in your business. We live in a digital age where you have to be on there in people's faces digitally. And this is one of those areas where you can refine this.
Yeah.
For your search engine optimization, your keywords on your website. If you know that this is a trending topic, you can, type it into your keywords, and you're going to start showing up when people are searching for indoor mold.
Yeah.
Or indoor,
And I do want to caution people. You got to be careful with some of the buzzwords or things people will try to sell you. Do your research when it comes to online stuff. And one of the places that's interesting to start is the Google Trend data, because you can really see what people are interested in, so that you could add those services to your business, or maybe tailor your wording, your copywriting, or anything, the packages you're selling to the consumers in your area, right? So we're actually going to have Matt Smith on again, and he's going to go over some of these trending topics with us in a couple weeks when we get Joey back from his vacation.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, I love having Matt on. He's just such a doer, action taker, and he just is always trying things, and if they don't work, just moving on to the next thing. And I can't wait to hear his intake on, some of these topics, some of these trending topics. But guys, if you are not, if your website is not promoting some keywords, you are missing out on business. It's just a fact. You need to have a digital platform. I mean, I was at the Platinum Conference this past week, and one of the biggest things that we were talking about was digital marketing, and it's crazy. And I actually have a meeting with another big inspection company. I'm not going to name drop it just yet, but to have the meeting, but we're going to be talking about digital marketing. And I can't wait to see what he's doing, because he grew his business to a $6 million a year business.
Wow.
And then I can't wait to share him with you guys once I discover what he's doing, so you guys can start doing the same things within your business, but I think, especially as a single inspector, maybe you have 1-2 inspectors, start adding services that you can offer. And mold, just by Google, is telling you that needs to be your next service.
Yeah.
Like, needs to be the next one that you offer. And then, because once you start, and then train that guy that you have on, or that one, or the new hire, how to do it, and then document how you trained him. So then when you hire the next guy, you can start training for those additional services. Mm-hmm. So make sure when you're just, sometimes I flew by the seat of my pants. I know Matt Smith probably flew by the seat of his pants. Make sure you're taking time to document the steps of what you've done, because now I can repeat those steps and become more successful for it. So I'm really excited to have him on and talk about that. But yeah, SEO, digital marketing, digital platform is going to be huge. Mold, if you're not offering it,
so
who's telling you to do it?
So before we go on with this, I do have some big questions for you on this that I think are going to really help our audience and some of the guys who are, are looking to grow their business. But let's take a break for a word from our sponsor. And then when we come back, we got a couple questions.
And now a quick word from our sponsor, Pair Payments. Are you a home inspector looking to pair with the best payment processor to fit your needs? Well, look no further than Pair Payments. Call us today at 833-968-7767 or visit our website, pairpayments.com. And don't forget to ask about no-fee credit card processing. Thank you.
All right, we're back. So Joey, someone who wants to grow their business by adding services like mold, what does the real cost of this look like to your business if you want to, get involved in this?
You know what? That's a great question. The mold pumps are around $1,000. So that the air pumps are around $1,000. The swab samples and the aerosol cassettes that you purchase are around $4. Swabs are going to be a little less than that. So that's the cost for one inspector, and then every time you take a sample, it's $4. You're paying about $4 a sample. To get it tested, you're probably looking around, $20 of lab cost, $20 to $30 of lab cost, depending on where you go and the shipping and all that stuff. And that's going to be your lab cost. So you want to price it. I know we do, and I'm in Northern Virginia, but our mold inspection with a home inspection is $495. And then it's $545 independent. So for that guy that's charging $300 to $400, and his market may be different than mine, right? Know your market. Maybe do some price shopping. Call some competitors in your area to get what they're charging. So you can be somewhat competitive, but that can double your revenue.
Yeah.
One inspection, and there's a cost to it. It's $30, $40 cost, right? To do those samples, and then sending it off to a lab. But well worth it. Just to pay for the equipment, that's 3, 4, 5 inspections. And now you're at break even. So
it sounds like it makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense, and then realtors trust. I just taught a mold class 2 days ago.
Yeah.
There's mold CE courses that I'm teaching that when there's a mold problem, guess who they're going to call?
You.
Right? Because they don't want to spend thousands of dollars. And if they get a company in there and there's a $5,000 bill, they're going to want to spend $500 with me so they don't have to spend $5,000 over there. Now they may have to spend $5 or a couple thousand, but I doubt it'll be as much as after we do the inspection. So
wow.
It's a valuable service, man. And like I said, I don't see anybody getting taken advantage of more than in mold situations.
Yeah.
You don't get taken. Radon remediators are not taking advantage of anybody. But for whatever reason, I just hear people spending so much money on mold remediation. And then I look at the mold report and I'm like, what did they do? And you didn't get an inspection? Do you have test results? Do you have lab results of what types of mold it was? And they're saying, no, he just saw the mold and then remediated. And I'm like, no, first step was testing. But it's extremely valuable. And that's, one of the key services that you need to be adding. And I'm not just telling you that. This is data that Jake looked up. And this data doesn't lie, man. Google Trends. Where can they go to get more of this information if they want to do research on their own?
Super easy. So you can Google Google Trends actually, and it should come right up. Let me see exactly what the URL was there. Let's see. But is there any other services while I'm looking for this that someone could add to their business right away that is just going to, kind of give you the same added value that mold does?
Well, I think radon is huge. In my area, I know some Florida inspectors. I was talking to Bob, a guy that owns a Florida business. He goes, I don't really do much radon. Like I don't do much. Where I live, radon's a big thing. Check your area, right? But radon, we do like on 80% of our jobs. So that's huge, but we're not charging as much as a mold inspection. Right. But yet we're just setting up a machine. So the time that it takes us to do it, there's a little drive time in between and all that stuff to pick it up. But that's a great service. Mold is a great service. You can do pool inspections. I know Florida they include it in their inspections because every house has a pool. Pool, spot, lead inspections, water inspections. They're anything, pest inspections, termite inspections. You have to be careful though, because sometimes pest and termite, there's a special licensing and you need to be like a remediator in some areas. You need to have that license to be able to do the inspection.
Okay.
We do termite inspections. We don't do pest inspections because of that. But our goal was always to try to be a one-stop shop The next service we're going to be adding, and a lot of inspectors use it, we haven't. Our average ticket this past year was $643. Was a sewer scope, so doing sewer line inspections. I think that's valuable, and there's so many different things that you can do with that and charge for that.
Yeah.
Again, I know guys that are charging $300-400 just to do the inspection.
Wow.
And then some are, again, depending on your area, $200 to $300. So that's a big value add. Now that machine's going to be a little more expensive, $4,000 to $5,000 to $6,000. I've heard those machines can cost, but you can do. There are companies out there that are doing 0% financing with zero interest, so you can pay that off once you get going. So there's no cost to you up front, and then you can pay it off as you start accumulating jobs on that, which is a great deal. Kind of almost made me want to like implement it quickly. But because of our size, I can't. There's only certain. I can only have so many implementations going at once. Because the team goes crazy, but that is on my list of next added service for sure.
All right. Well, so the website, just to get back to that real quick, trends.google.com. And anyone who's interested, you can search by topic, by location, specific search term, whatever, keywords. It's really valuable to be able to see what people are actually searching for, the volume of it, what's trending. And that way you can know what to offer, what people are talking about, how to get their attention. Because people are using Google. There's a reason why it's a verb now that I'm going to go Google it. Because people use Google.
It's so true, man. And, you got to increase your digital platform, guys, if you haven't already. You have to have a basic understanding. You can outsource stuff, but even when you're outsourcing stuff, you need to have at least some basic knowledge around what's being put into your business.
Yeah.
From every aspect, especially as a smart business owner. You just have to have a basic understanding. You don't need to know how to do everything and how to do it all, but you need a basic understanding. And Jake's right. This Google is not going anywhere. It's a big part of our lives. Everything we just type into a search bar is like Google, right? I mean, so it's valuable value.
Data isn't exclusive. You can get your hands on this and make data-driven decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
It's giving you power.
And that's how we should be. As business owners, you should make database decisions. I didn't even know that indoor mold would be the second topic of conversation within Google. And I'm so happy that it is, because now I'm going to adjust how my client care coordinators, transaction coordinators are answering the phones and offering the service.
Yeah.
Because it's just huge.
For anyone who's interested, if you want to keep up with it, when Matt Smith's on, we're going to go over the Google Trends in home inspection and try to, touch on a bunch of them. So it may change between now and then. So keep up to date on them for that episode.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you for our listeners. I really appreciate it. I do want to give a plug to our sponsors because I've been getting a lot of requests from home inspectors reaching out to me directly about the no-fee processing. And how well it's working. Guys, it's been doing amazing things from a cash flow perspective in my business. I did it. I implemented no fee processing. It was July 2019, so right before COVID. And it's helped with a cash flow perspective or cash flow of my business. And now other people are reaching out to me about it, and it's kind of taken a life of its own within our industry. And we'd be more than happy to help you get to no fee processing. By getting rid of your credit card fees, you're able to expand your services. You're able to put more money into your business for marketing, to hire a digital marketer, so don't look at things as like, well, what happens? It's going to be more expensive for the customer or all this stuff. Look at how you can use that money you're saving to help grow your business and make your business stronger. Don't have a limiting mindset. Have a big, mindset. Understand that how can I repurpose? What's the opportunity cost that I can take that money and utilize that money for? It's huge. I just want to give you a quick plug. I've been getting phone calls all the time now about it, Jake. So I know people are just starting to take off with it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about that. But I just want to give you guys a quick plug because it's extremely important, especially as you're building your business, to have cash flow to do other things with and to help grow. So perfect.
Well, thank you very much, Joey. Thank you to our audience. Thank you to all the listeners. And I also wanted to announce that we have a second YouTube channel now that's purely just Inspection Pro Joe. And so we'll have both of them. The Pair Payments YouTube channel is going, Inspection Pro Joe YouTube channel is going, and then all the podcast platforms were still there. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you for commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys.